So UFC 324 Pimblett versus Gaethje is this weekend. The interim lightweight championship is on the line, and I'm actually seeing people, debate who is going to win this fight. Like, Pimblett by sub is the only correct take for this matchup here. See if we just quickly run through, our ways to win. This is a 5-round fight. Now, there is no way that these two are going to go 5 rounds, right? So that cancels that sort of way to win out for both of these guys. Next, when we look at KOs here, now, like Scousers, lad, they don't get knocked out. I really cannot see Gaethje here just flatlining Pimblett or even getting the TKO on him. I can't see it. And I don't even see Pimblett really getting the KO on Gaethje here, although to me, ground and pound Pimblett is far more likely than Gaethje just knocking out Pimblett on the feet. Which leaves us with one last method, the entire point of this video, submission. Do I even need to talk about Gaethje here? Really? I mean, I will. Let's look at his last 8 fights here, right? No submissions to be seen except when he gets finished, and it just so happens to both be in title fights. Now, we're going to come back to this in a minute, but first, while we're just on the matter here, can we just stop talking about Justin Gaethje's wrestling, his fucking grappling ability? The amount of times I've seen All-American Justin Gaethje, he actually can wrestle, he just doesn't use it. That is complete bullshit, right? I don't care if this guy wrestled when he was fucking 18 years old. All-American wrestling in the big, now 2026, is not fucking credible credentials, right? So, as we can see here, it is proven that in title fights, as soon as this shit goes to the ground, it is all over. And you look at this from the other perspective, Paddy Pimblett, 3 of his last 7 wins have been submissions. And I'm not trying to compare, right, Paddy Pimblett to Oliveira or Khabib, but this is the point, you don't have to be Oliveira or Khabib to make Justin Gaethje look like a fucking idiot on the ground. Fiziev done it. Fiziev. And people talk a whole lot of shit about Paddy's opponents, right? And which is completely fair, right? Totally valid. Chandler on the slide and Ferguson on the slide have been his best opponents. But, at his last 5, Gaethje's been beat by Holloway, brutal KO, choked out by Oliveira. 2 of his wins have been decisions against Fiziev, where at a point it looked like Gaethje could have been in trouble if Fiziev knew what the fuck that he was doing. Again, not trying to compare Holloway, Poirier, Oliveira to anybody that Paddy's faced. But we need to remember now, Gaethje's 37 years old. Like, he's an old man now at this point in the game. And so, there's not going to be any development in Justin Gaethje's game. Like, it's the same Gaethje that faced all these guys, which is very concerning considering how good Paddy's jiu-jitsu is. The fact that he's been subbed twice here, and he basically had to bargain for this title shot. Like, he threatened to retire, and literally just because Dana hates Arman Sarukian, Gaethje's managed to get a title shot here. And I'm not saying that Pimblett's deserved it, right? Far from it. But Gaethje's mindset prior to this fight is, well, I might actually be retiring. Because based on this record, 2 wins against Fiziev, slept by Holloway. Okay, you knock out Dustin Poirier, but you got choked out by Oliveira in your last title fight. So there's no way he could possibly have expected to get this title shot. He must have been thinking this whole time, well, fuck, I might actually be retiring. Because really, the title fight should be Ilia versus Arman, because Arman is the number one contender. But there is even a clamouring of fans who want to see Ilia versus Paddy, just because of the entertainment value, the fact that there's some beef there and we'll probably get a good press conference out of it. And the UFC love money. But after seeing Ilia just brutally sleep Charles like that, nobody was clamouring for well, I can't wait to see what happens in that Gaethje fight then. Even just his mindset of, well, you know what, retirement might actually be on the table, cannot stand him in good stead coming into this fight against Pimblett. Now, when I say that this is going to be the same Gaethje that Paddy's coming up against here, he's 37 years old, right? He's not going to have learned new shit, right? He's just trying to stay sharp coming into this fight. I genuinely think Pimblett is going to have developed, based on his time off after the Chandler fight and his performance in the Chandler fight. See, watching that back, I get UFC commentary, DC and Rogan are not the most reliable, right? But they're even surprised at how far Pimblett had progressed, basically, and him dominating Michael Chandler like that. They didn't expect it. I expect Paddy to have kicked on again at this point. And people are making a lot of, oh, well, Paddy won't be able to take him down. Like, Gaethje's only method to victory here is, like, knocking out Pimblett. If you're telling me, or not even right, if the question is what's more likely, right, a KO for Gaethje or this fight going to the ground at any point, it's clearly the ground, right? And as soon as it does, it's wraps for Gaethje here. Even if we didn't sit here, right, and talk about methods to victory and all likelihoods and stuff like that, I genuinely think this can be boiled down to literally just history repeating itself here for Justin Gaethje. In these title fights, he comes up against a guy with much better ground game than him, and he ends up just getting subbed. Like, it's just, I think momentum is huge in MMA, and Pimblett has loads of it right now. And I honestly don't see this lasting past the second round. I actually think Gaethje can win the first one. I think the first one will probably be contested on the feet, but it has to go to the ground by round two. And once it does, Pimblett's going to get the win. And to be honest, a Pimblett win actually offers better fights in the future. Pimblett versus Arman, they've got some beef going right now. I would actually enjoy seeing Pimblett versus Oliveira, even against Holloway as well, to be honest. And I think this might be the last that we see of Gaethje. I think if he loses, I think his post-fight speech will be a retirement. And that's such a downer to end the night on, because, I mean, it might not look like, I do like Justin Gaethje, to be honest. I do enjoy watching his fights. I just can't see past a Pimblett under 2.5 rounds. If you're on Prize Picks, money on under 2.5. Yeah, Pimblett by submission. That's it. That is the take. That is the only take. The only correct take. I should be back tomorrow with card predictions at some point before the card starts. So like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.